Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I think we're just going to give everybody another minute or two and to get in. I think we had a new link for some technical issues earlier, so we'll just give everyone another minute or two. Well, looks like we hit an even 100. Mark, are you ready to start?
So, sure, Kelly. I'd like to welcome everyone, our GWC members, as well as our many stakeholders who've joined us today to our second quarter Governor's Workforce Council meeting. After the roll call and vote on the minutes, we'll hear a brief update from Chief Workforce Officer Kelly Vallries, and then Governor Lamont will join us to make a special announcement. Following the governor, we will get a labor update, market update from Patrick Flaherty, Director of Research at the Department of Labor. Next, we will hear from the Chief Data Officer at the State Department of Education, Ajit, and I hope I get the name right, Gopal Krishnan, who will share an exciting new dashboard that tracks post-secondary education results of high school students throughout Connecticut. After these presentations, we'll have 4 breakout sessions that you can choose from. And these sessions will feature great work going on in several areas: benefit cliffs, the ALICE population, which is the asset limited, income constrained employment, the CHESLA, Connecticut Higher Education Supplemental Loan Authority. We'll talk about some new financing that is being made available to students. And the Department of Labor will talk about recovery-friendly designation opportunities for the recovery population. We'll provide more information on each of these later on in the meeting, so you can decide on the breakout session that most interests you. Today, we have one vote, which is approval of the meeting minutes from the last Governor's Workforce Council meeting in February. And we'll be doing roll call at the same time. So as I call your name, please say here and yes if you approve the minutes. And if you're a designee, please state your name before the record, for the record before voting. So I'm going to start with Commissioner Amy Porter.
I am here and I vote yes.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anthony Medici or Valerie Finardi? Brian Doubles or George Anderson?
Hello, Mark. George Anderson here, and yes.
Thank you, George. Commissioner Russell Tucker or Keith Norton?
Mark, Keith Norton here for Commissioner Russell Tucker and voting yes.
Thank you. Christy Pentima or Mark Soicher?
Hey, Mark, it's Chris. I'm here and I vote yes.
Thank you, Chris. Cindy Bigelow? Commissioner Dan O'Keefe or Paul Robertson?
Dan's here and yes.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Dante Bartolomeo or Mark Pizzella?
Mark, sorry to interrupt you. We're having an issue with the capacity on the Zoom. So we're stuck at 100. So there's people trying to get in who are not able to, including Governor. Laura's in the background trying to figure this out. My apologies. We had some technical issues with the Zoom account right before our meeting today, and we thought we got it worked out by using someone else's account, but it did not realize that we had a capacity issue. So if maybe we pause for just 3 minutes while we try to work out the technical issue. My apologies to everyone.
Thank you, Kelly. I was wondering why
if
we
not,
were stuck
Mark-
at 100.
If that, Mark, Todd Birch on behalf of Commissioner Bartolomeo, yes and yes.
Thank you, Todd.
If you want to go through the attendance mark again, and then maybe those who are not in attendance, we can follow back up with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ed Hawthorne?
Here, and I'm going to abstain because I wasn't present for the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Erica Smith? We know the governor is waiting to get in.
We do have a new Zoom link that we're going to be sending out in just a moment.
Okay. Gregory Ugaldi?
Here and yes.
Thank you, Greg. Heron Gaston? Jay Williams? Jeff Walker?
Here and yes.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeffrey Flax? Dr. John Murphy? Joseph Gianni or Bill Tommins?
It's Joe Gianni, Mark, here and yes.
Thank you, Joe. Bethany Zemba?
Bethany Zemba here on behalf of Judy Olean, and yes,
Thank you, Bethany.
absolutely.
Kathleen Szilard or Ellen Komar or Sal Mancino? Kelly? Valerie's?
Here,
And on the minutes?
yes.
Carrie Hona?
Here, and I'm going to abstain on the minutes.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. Dr. Leslie Torres Rodriguez?
I'm here with an abstention. I wasn't present.
Thank you, Leslie. Lillian Bro?
Yes, Lillian Bruff on behalf of Leticia Colon Mejias, and yes.
Thank you. Maggie Hulse or Jack Mahoney?
Here on behalf of Maggie Holst, and yes.
Thank you, Jack. Yes for myself. Marty Guay, Melissa Turner or Kyle Baloo,
Kyle Baloo, yes, and I abstain on the minutes since I wasn't here.
okay. Michelle James,
Here and yes.
thank you, Michelle. Dr. Manette Ferguson,
Here and yes.
thank you, Dr. Ferguson. Nicotula Menounos, Paul Costello,
Here, and I need to abstain.
okay. Paul Pernaruski, Peter Nystrom, Richard Jacob,
Hi, Mark. It's Rich Jacob for Peter and yes on the minutes.
thank you, Rich. Radinka Mirak or Gladys Kersaint, Ray Pinault, Rebecca Rose,
Present and yes.
thank you. Rohan Freeman, Sal Menzo, Shane Eddy or Peter Holland,
Peter Holland and yes on the minutes.
thank you, Peter. Sharon Barr, Sean Coyne or Courtney Murphy,
Here and yes.
thank you, Sean. Shihu Muhammad,
Here and abstain.
thank you. Shelley Davis,
Good afternoon, Mark. Here and yes.
thank you, Shelley. Steve Sullivan or Jonathan Harris, Suresh Muthuswamy, Dr. Terrence Chang, Tina Acacio, Representative Tony Walker, Tawanda Tally Rushing, and Wes Alexander. Now, Kelly, you wanted to move to another link here?
Yes, Laura, if you could jump on and give everyone instructions for the new link.
I'm sorry, Kelly, would you mind repeating that if you could imagine? I'm getting an awful lot of phone calls right now.
Yeah, could you please give everyone instructions? Do they have a new link in their email box?
They will shortly. So what I'm going to go ahead is I've put this link in this chat and you guys can go ahead and start transitioning over. And what we're going to do is we're going to send out another blast through the calendar invitation. So if you know folks that are waiting on the outside, please help communicate with us and we'll just go ahead and we'll send it via email and it's in this chat. So we'll go to everybody again, just like we sent out an hour ago, and we'll try for the third time today for a third link. And we'll meet y'all over there.
Thank you, everyone. Our apologies.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.